Bitcoin hoodie guy coming back with another KASPA video. Before we get into it, could you go ahead and Mike Tyson the like and subscribe button? Just be careful there with the subscribe button. You don't want to get hurt, but I appreciate you tuning in. So would $1.60 KASPA in 2025 make you happy? Yes or no? That's like a 10x from here. There's going to be people, there's lots of different price targets being thrown out there. Some people just going with their feeling, some people going with charts, some people trying to say the power law, which I don't think there's enough data to have a power law with KASPA yet. But $1.60, I know there's a lot of people that think they could get to the $2 to $3 range. $1.60 is getting close to that. It's a 10x from here. My average cost is 6.5 cents. So if I held until then, which I probably wouldn't hold it all until then, probably at least sell 5 or 10% before that. But yeah, I'd just like to know what you think. What if that's all right, DJ Tommy Boy? Thanks for tuning in. But just interested to see what people think. $1.60 next year, if that would make you happy, yes or no? Do you think that's bearish? I think that I just kind of always thought that something about the $2 to $3 range, and just with the amount of circulating supply, it seemed possible. And you just don't know. I mean, is Bitcoin going to 150,000, 120,000, 250,000? All those things. Right now we've been going sideways for a while since Bitcoin went up and hit its new all-time high. You can see KASPA did pretty good getting up to 17 cents and has pulled back. But when you zoom out and look where we at, where we're at from this year, we've had a good year. I guess it's kind of went sideways, but still, 12 cents up to we're at 16 cents. So we're up. But since October, we've really been flying up. And so those type of returns can be hard to get in the stock market. So it's interesting to just kind of figure out, you're going to be making whatever decisions you have at the time. And so let's just see. If it only gets to $1.60, I won't even sell it. I'll just wait to 2029. Same here, KASPA God. So you guys are thinking that $1.60 is nowhere near where you would even consider selling any. So what's your price target range, like the $5 to $10 range? One thing you can see here is that we're getting, it was like 92. It was up to 92% earlier this morning, but now we're at 91%. So we're getting close to getting that done. This is interesting on the chains exposed, where you can see the Bitcoin, what percentage of the supply is in loss. So you can see that typically it's about a year that it's punching up to 100%, where everyone's in profit. And then at the bear market, it gets down to about 46 to 50%. So in theory, with Bitcoin, if that held up, then since it was around February, March, there is when it hit its new all-time high and give everyone, basically 100% of people in profit, then I don't know, it could be early next year. I was thinking that the top for Bitcoin could be the middle of next year, maybe even like October, but maybe it's going to be earlier. We don't know how that's all going to shake out. How do you guys feel about the power law chart for 2030, $30? I understand nothing is written in stone. I think it's possible. Depends on how much traditional finance brings into the market. So $30, it just, it depends on now that, the Ethereum ETF got approved. Is an XRP one coming? Is a Solana one? Feels like a Solana one could happen sooner, maybe than XRP. But KASPA is getting up to where it's a real player. It's went up there pretty quickly. What's it at now? 26 today. So at number 26, that's starting to get up. Ethereum Classic, you can still see their stuff like a meme coin. Eunice, the Leo, there's still ones like Near Protocol. So there's some heavy hitters up there: Chainlink, Polkadot, Tron, AVAX. BNB is connected to the largest exchange in the world, but it's so centralized, the Binance Smart Chain, that it didn't it get up to 100 billion just a couple days ago. So anything's possible. you got the national debt. And so I don't know about where you guys are at, but where I live, everything seems to be getting expensive. My business last month, or so our May of 2024 versus May of 2023, our sales were down 38%, and this month is getting off to an abysmal start. Last year was our best year. January was really good, and then we had a little bit of decline in February, and March and April were just a slight decline, but we had a pretty big decline. So I don't know if that's just random, but let's see. Just see what Caspa God is saying here. I'm waiting for at least $5 to take my profits. If it doesn't reach $5, I'm holding to 2029. Caspa can have an ETF as well. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. If it goes how it's been in Plan K's recent videos, I wouldn't mind holding in 2029. I feel the power law is going to wreck people. I personally don't think that the power law is in play personally for CASPA. I don't think there's enough data points. But that's just my opinion. I do know that a lot more people are starting to care about inflation. And you go over here to 2028, and you can see that they're projecting the U.S. national debt to be 46.4 trillion, 3.18 trillion just on the interest on that debt alone. Their defense spending increasing to 1.4. The tougher times ahead. Someone pointed out this crypto stats website, but the there's so much debt and harder for people to make money. People are looking to digital assets to save their money. And, some people are looking at proof of work. Let's see. Hash rate's looking good. It looks like we've closed in on Doge a little bit there. Doge is at 2 million and Caspa is at 1.4 million there. So it was that Doge had about $1 million lead on the 24-hour revenue generated. So that's nice to see. Just going to catch up and see what some people are saying. You guys need to take profits below $5. That's what Crypto Nate's chiming in. Let's just kind of see what some people are saying here. Quick, Caspial E will have an ETF, a matter of when. I think it's too early for the power law theory. I agree, Andy. Wait until it actually launches and there's more data. We have to remember it still hasn't officially launched yet. Why are you guys looking so far in the future? We don't even know it'll be here. We don't even know if the world's going to be here, my friend. I think Crypto Nate, and so obviously we're all making our own decisions. We all have different price points. Maybe someone here doesn't have any debt. For me, I'm looking at I just don't want to spend another cycle just looking at screens and seeing numbers fluctuating. I want to have some real world stuff I do. Why Crypto Nate? Why not stay for the next cycle? Also, something to take into consideration is they're currently working on DAG Night. I'm interested in watching the hard fork switch from Ghost DAG. Saucy brings up a good point. There a lot. I just don't think a lot of the technology for CASPAs might be completely on the table. I mean, you're going to have KRC20, the partially signed CASPA transactions, maybe 10 blocks per second. We're still waiting for the Rust rewrite to be done there. So it's really interesting to see everyone's different opinions on this. Let's see what Caspa God says. Crypto Nate, I don't need the money, so I'd rather not pull it out too early and miss out on never having to work again. I can patiently wait until 2029 to make sure I never have to work again. Crypto Nate says, how do you know if there'll be another cycle? Nothing's guaranteed. Life. So I think that we all have different perspectives. We have different amount of debt, maybe no debt. Maybe we're all living in different countries. Maybe someone's living in Thailand, India. It seems like most of the people watching are from maybe Western Europe, Australia, Canada, the United States, England. So for me, I want to pay my house off is one of my goals. And I have other positions besides CASPA, and I have, some moonshots. So for me, I want to, I'm in Peru, Lima, Peru. Hell yeah. So Kapil Kumar. So yeah, Peru. How is things in Peru? Is it seem like everything's getting super expensive down there? How is the quality of life right now? Let's see what Tommy Boy says. Saucy, I hope an ETF is soon. Seems like the tier ones are passing KASPA, but what a huge opportunity. Yeah, I think it just takes time with the tier ones. And, you know, there's a lot of time left in this bull market, and I don't know if this is going to hold up. It's just an interesting chart. You can see that in 17, it did get to like where everyone was in profit in January of 17. And you had about a year where it's flirting with that, because once it hits a new all-time high, everyone's in profit. And this is for Bitcoin, and it did have the double top last time, but you had about a year. And so, we have potentially, I don't know, maybe it's less than a year. I don't know. Maybe we only have 8 months left. I don't know. Maybe it's 12 months. None of us know, but there is a lot of time left, and there's still a lot of excitement and people to FOMO in. Addresses are kind of inching up a little bit. So I think that there's really no right or wrong way. I'm just going to chime in and see what some of these people chiming in are saying. I don't know if there'll be another cycle, but with traditional finance coming into the market now and starting to take a look into crypto, I'll take my chances. I think there will be another cycle. Saucy says it'll probably be at least another cycle before KASPA ETF will be considered. That makes sense. I mean, the Solana one, what if the Solana one happened this year or next year? But KASPA, it probably could be positioned pretty good for the next one. Life is good here. Still cheap to live out here. Dollar goes a long ways down in Peru. Nice. Glad to hear things are going pretty good down there in Peru. Yep. Got to take some profits when it's on the table. No need to worry about it, though. It'll eventually happen. If ETFs are approved for Ethereum, they'll be approved for KASPA. I know it's probably something waiting on Rust building up. I get that. As bullish as I am on KASPA, thinking about an ETF is really far-fetched into the future. Why are you guys thinking about an ETF? It doesn't hurt to get excited about the potential for KASPA in the long term. KASPA has the potential to change a lot of perspectives in crypto. I think a lot of right now is what we're debating is we have schools of thoughts that are thinking, hey, if it doesn't get to $5, I'm going to wait till the next cycle. Crypto Nate is saying, hey, let's take some profit. We don't know about the next cycle. So who cares about the ETFs, because it's probably not going to happen this cycle. So there's not necessarily anything right or wrong with either school of thought. Me personally, I want to keep some, to make sure I probably keep some in there for the long term, but I'm also looking to take some profit and do some real world stuff in my life, just because that way I can answer to my wife and say, hey, look, the house is paid off. I really want to get debt free. That's my goal. Now, if you don't have any debt, then you're good. And if you have some debt you want to knock out, that's good. So that's where we all have, even if you probably looked in all of our wallets, we have a little bit different crypto portfolios. We got a little bit different game plan, but we're still on the same KASPA team there. So we're basically on the same team, just kind of having to do different things in our life to take care of ourselves. Cash should be able to flush out some market share from a lot of the coins in the top 30. There are a lot of coins that seem to have seen their day and can't even sit at the same table as KASPA. I completely agree, Andy. Crypto Nate is right. Let's think about the present. I can understand people leaving 10 to 15% on the table, but anything more like that is the wrong mindset. Kapil Kumar says, I need KASPA to hit $2.64 to hit big and retire. What you think? Can we hit that the cycle maybe? I think that's possible. I think just kind of going back, throwing numbers out there, I don't have a magic wand, just saying, hey, would $1.60 make you happy in 2025? And so there's, some people are not looking to sell under $5. I do think that $2 to $3 range is really possible, because with our circulating supply, $3 would put us at about $75 million or $75 billion. So at 75 billion, with the overall crypto markets going up, it wouldn't be as big BNB right now, but it'd be like Solana right now. But at that point in the future, when KASPA actually did hit $3, Solana, BNB, ETH, Bitcoin, they're all gonna be way higher. So I do think the $2 to $3 is possible. So I do think that 264 is possible. For me, yeah, keeping like 5 to 10% long term. And for me, things will probably go back down. You'll probably get this point where's that you're going to have all the Bitcoin holders, half the Bitcoin holders are going to be underwater at some point. And so, um, we'll all have different strategies. Uh, just my opinion doesn't mean anything. I agree. Just my opinion too. Uh, DJ Tommy Boy, I'm thinking about retirement. I'm not going to cash out at $1.60. Would you consider taking any profit or maybe getting your initial investment back? I don't know what you went in for me, 6.5 cents. So I could sell just part of my, tiny bit of my bag at 65 cents and get my money back. But it depends on how the market's moving, and every day is different. Tommy, 160 is retirement for me. See, we all have a different level of what it takes to retire. So Crypto Nate here, $1.60 retires him. So, and that's what's going to happen too, is that along this way, there's going to be people taking at different profit levels there. So Crypto Nate might be gone. He might keep 5 or 10% in there for the long run. And he's, where, I don't know, wherever you live, Nate, you're thinking about retirement. So think about the people who have more KASPA than you. And you think about KASPA at $3 with all the other garbage out there higher. Shoot, there are memes higher. Come on. I no doubt there's tons of memes right now. And I got one meme that I got them for free. But yeah, dog with hat. Well, that's below KASPA right now. But you got so right here, there's a big jump up. Pepe's $5 billion. Shiba Inu, which is there's nothing with Shiba Inu. So got to take what the market gives you. I'm thinking of selling at least 60 cents to get my investment and then keep it until $1 to $3. Hey, Zeus, that sounds, I got 65 cents as my potential first target, which you still got to just take in fact of all the macro crypto and economic conditions at the time of when you sell. Also, buying back is when the market dips will help build build the bag back up to where it was. So there's a lot of different strategies. I don't know what jurisdiction you have. In the United States, depending on like if you live in California or you live in Texas, and you're going to have different capital gains. Maybe you live in Puerto Rico, someone down there in Peru. I don't know what your tax jurisdiction is. So that's a factor right now. So once I get past October, all my CASPA is going to be in long-term capital gains. So that'll make a huge factor. So next year I'll be in long-term capital gains, which means I'll have to pay less taxes. Are you talking about this cycle? I think he was talking about selling off at the top of this bull market and then buying back in the bear market, but I don't know. That's what I was just thinking. We all get it. We have different positions and everyone. Congrats. We're all ahead of the game. And most people don't even know about KASPA. And there'll be a lot of, Binance just hit 230% tax for capital gains down in Peru there. If you were to sell your KASPA this cycle near the peak and proceed to buy back in the mirror market, yeah, that's what I was thinking. And with Binance hitting 200 million, users, Binance reaches 200 million users. Probably everyone saw that headline. I just, maybe it's a Rust rewrite. I just think that eventually, I don't know if every project has to pay to get on there. I think if the trading volume, is high enough, $69 million in the end, I think a lot of these places, especially Coinbase, if they can list something that they feel like is not going to get hammered by the regulators and they can make money off it. And the one thing about Coinbase is you can see Coinbase has their base layer blown up. Well, Coinbase doesn't need the money like all these other like Polygon and Arbitrum. All those guys need money to float their operation. Coinbase doesn't need that money. And it shows that in some ways you don't even need those layer 2 tokens because Base is doing just fine not having it. And so it's going to be interesting. But when you factor in the fact that right now, how many people use Binance And there's going to be some people on there that only bought a small position. And what I mean, how many people on Binance only have like $100 and they just bought a little bit of Doge or something and then got burned in the last market. But there's exactly hoodie guy. Hey Zeus, I have a way to avoid taxes in Argentina, but the max I can withdraw is like $1,000 a month. It'll take me a couple months to get all my CASPA out. Yeah, I'm sure down in Argentina with your guys' inflation, you're probably really looking to these digital assets like Caspa, Bitcoin, or whatever. I probably won't get near the peak. It's hard to do. Yep, hard to time the market. I'm hoping to have time to buy back in. 99.99% don't get the peak. Take your profits where you can, man. I don't blame you at all. Brilliant move. It hasn't even started, so the foolish to even think about taking profit yet. I don't. Nice. I don't have a huge bag of cash, but I only have 625,000. That's a pretty big bag, though. $1.60. Seriously, it might hit that before the year's end. It's got a shot. Yeah, yeah. 620K is a nice bag there. But you can see that there's so much going on in the market right now. It feels like even though we had a hot start of the year with Bitcoin getting the ETF and popping up, and Caspa's had a pretty good year, even though a lot of the big gains were towards the end of last year. You have Trump trying to bill himself as a crypto president. He's not just latching onto Bitcoin. And so I was down there at Mar-a-Lago at that event, and people asked him a lot about Bitcoin, and he was careful to say crypto and other assets because he knows he's got his NFTs on Polygon, that he's not trying to narrow himself down just to Bitcoin. And so that's going to be huge, having crypto be tied up into politics where everyone wants to maybe be pro crypto, pro Bitcoin. How many of these 200 million users don't even know about Caspa because it's not maybe as flashy. It's not a meme coin. So I think we're really primed to have a good year. And so, yeah, I could see Caspa doing a 10x this year. A lot of stuff can. 10x right now, then what would we be up at? I guess we'd be at what, like a, I guess, well, we'd be at 10x, we'd be up at about a $40 billion market cap. And so at that point this year with Bitcoin and everything else rising, we'll be up a lot higher. 625K is a big bag. Yep. Trump, baby. 625K. You have a chance to be a millionaire if you time it correctly. Yeah, 625 is a pretty big bag. That's probably way above the average person, I might guess. And so if it got up to $3, that's 1.8 million. So I think when you just factor in all this stuff, Trump, I don't know, seems like on paper he's the leading candidate. He is supporting crypto, not just Bitcoin, like I just mentioned before, like down in Mar-a-Lago. He's leaving it open to all cryptos. And that doesn't mean that anything huge is going to happen, like an administration route where he comes in, or if he does. I don't know what's going to happen in the election, but I know that there's a lot of people that have crypto, and that might be the only issue. So that's going to be net positive for all crypto. Most of these Binance users probably don't even know about Caspa. And, so chances are in the peak, if it gets listed on Binance, you'll be selling your Caspa to them. And so that'll be good for us. Ironically, $1.60 of Caspa is 1 million. Yep. What up, Saucy? For the 625 bag. Yep. Caspa God. Yeah. So $1.60 would be $1 million for you, but then you have to pay capital gains. So I don't know what jurisdiction you were in, but Tommy, but not much. Hope life has been good for you. I'll just. Yeah, lots of shit coins in the top 30 that don't stick to Caspa. It just takes time for the market to unfold. It's like American football. The running back gets the ball, and it just takes time for the play to unfold. Malay is already going Trump on cryptos here. Digital assets are used more often, normies every day. That's nice to hear that Argentina is doing that. Yep. I guess I have my dad's cousin lives down there in Argentina, and I know that he pretty much keeps most of his stuff in like Bitcoin or stable coins, and then he just flips it to the Argentine peso real quick if he needs to get some cash. $1. Cast not only has a tech, it has crazy ass diehard community, which is as important. A lot of maxis, which you need to thrive. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Now I remember. I think the other day you said you're from Chicago, so you're probably a big Cubs fan. I'm holding at least half for 2030. In Chicago, do you guys, Illinois, yeah, the taxes there are probably pretty stiff. I think we talked about that last time. There's a chance we become the new El Salvador in a couple years, watching for that. Yep. I do think that there's going to be another country that comes on board there. And I agreed. And the development team is an all-star team. Yep. A lot of, can someone hold me and tell me everything will be all right? Well, you just got to, let's see. KASPA is the one. See right there, everyone's chiming in. That's one thing you can see is that a lot of the people that maybe make if you look at a lot of the people on YouTube that make KASPA videos, and if they make any other videos, like if I make a dog go to the moon video, it might get 100 views. It might get a couple hundred views, but the KASPA videos get more views. If you go to some other people I've noticed that make KASPA content, their KASPA content usually gets more views than their other content. So to me, that's a sign of how strong KASPA's community is. Yes, go Cubs. Yes, taxes are really tough here. Yeah, I think we talked about that last time. And that you're from Chicago. Taxes are high there. And I just remember talking about Michael Jordan's house is not selling because it's too customized. The taxes are. KASPA will hit $10 a cycle. Wow, that's a good prediction. I don't know if it's going to hit $10. I hope it does. But yeah, the city, state, they get you over there. Yeah, let's see. The only thing with crypto in the US is it's going to make it tough on us with the crypto. I don't know what's coming, but something will drive us into a bear market. And I think it'll do with regulation. Yeah, something will happen. It's weird. There's always something that hits the bear market. And then also like there's like I've seen some stuff about this 4-year global liquidity cycle. So like it's like the global liquidity is like an accordion that's constantly expanding and shrinking. But I guess the Federal Reserve, is probably not going to raise interest or lower interest rates this week, even though the European Central Bank did for the first time since 2019. Careful with holding all your money in Tether. I can see U.S. government coming after that. I'm not holding any Tether, and I don't really like. Right now, even though we bank can freeze your money, I don't know. I just don't trust stable coins. Even that's just me personally, besides using them for temporarily to buy something. Now, if KASPA hits $10, I'll sell more than half. That'll be time to retire. And then, what's your opinion on Aerodome? I invested today at 94 cents. Let's take a look. I don't have any of that. That's the DEX on base chain, isn't it? Oh, yeah. I think that's whoops. 92 cents. I guess it's been pretty hot. I don't personally have any. I know I had a friend talking about it when it was like 15 cents and it was already listed on Coinbase. And I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe it'll he was talking about it at like 10 cents or something. It's done pretty good. It's down. I don't know. So you're buying, if you just bought at 93 cents, it's down from the all-time high, but base chain's been doing hot, and Brett has been pretty good, so I think it's probably a pretty good play. I don't have any, but I guess it's very inflationary. I haven't really looked at it too much, but it'll probably thrive if base does well. I agree with Nate there. Base will probably do good. Coinbase is going to be trying to push their smart wallet and everything like that. But well, I think we had a nice chat today. A lot of people aren't looking to sell at $1.60. Some are. Some people are looking. I mean, someone would have $1 million there, but we're all in different financial situations. And I think a lot of us think it could go higher. None of us knows how it's going to work, and we're just all trying to play the game as best as we can. And we're all on Team KASPA. So thanks for watching, and have a good day.